Welcome everyone to my QuickBooks online tutorial. My name is Fula Kamara and I am the founder of F Kamara CPA. This series is your one-stop shop for mastering QuickBooks Online, a powerful tool that will simplify and streamline your business financial management. Whether you are a newbie or an experienced business owner, we have got something for everyone. From setting your account to tracking income and expenses to creating detailed financial report, we've got it all covered. Our videos are packed with practical tips and step-by-step instructions. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you will never miss a video. Without further ado, let's get started. If you want to become a pro advisor, then this tutorial is also for you because we try to cover all the topics that are tested in the pro advisor certification. Start from onboarding the client into QuickBooks. Then we have the chapter 1, which is QuickBooks online navigation, and then we have until closing the books, which is the chapter 48, and then chapter 1, which is the QuickBooks online navigation, and also this is going to walk you through how to set up your QuickBooks. So first of all, you can access the test drive, which is the sample company, by going online to this site. That is so once you've verified, and then it will take you to this company, this sample company. So this is a sample company, and then in terms of how to become a certified pro advisor, that is, if you want to become a pro advisor, you can visit this site. So this is where you do your registration. So this is the site where you can sign up for your pro advisor certification. As you can see, you have the QuickBooks certified pro advisor, then you have the QuickBooks online advanced. So this is the advanced certification. Then you have the payroll certification, and then the desktop. So this tutorial is for the QuickBooks online pro advisor certification. So this is the site where you can sign up. Okay, so you can click sign up to become a pro advisor. So here you enter your email address, your first and last name, and then you can put in your phone number and the password, and then click continue. Since I already have an account, I'm not gonna submit this, but yeah, this is where you go to sign up to become a QuickBooks online pro advisor. So once you sign up, then you go to your account, you will be able to set up your account. So here, this is the sample company. So here you can see the different centers. You have the dashboard, and then the banking center, the sales center. So we have all these. So if I want to go to the dashboard, I just click on this QuickBooks, the QB, and then it will take me to the dashboard. So you have you can find the dashboard under the business overview. So this is the area where you can navigate, and then in terms of once we have signed up, we can go to our account. But for this tutorial, we are using the sample company, which is the test drive. This is the sample company that we're using for this tutorial because I don't want us to save any changes, because in this sample company, any changes that you make to this sample company will not be saved. QuickBooks Online has been organized based on the workflows like you have the customers, the vendors, the employees, and others. Under the customers, there you find the invoices, and then you have the estimate, credit memos, etc. And then the vendors, under the vendor, there you find the expenses, checked, bill, and then pay bills. And then the employees, there you can find a single time and then weekly time sheets, and the employee, add an employee, etc., etc. So on the other, there you find the bank deposit, transfer, journal entries, etc., etc. So which makes it easier for navigation. So let's say if someone who doesn't have like experience in how accounting works, so they will look at the customer. On the customer side, they know, okay, if I have an invoice, if I want to invoice a customer, I go to the customer tab, then I will find the invoice there. Then also you have these centers. So in the sales center, there you find all sales, invoices, estimates, etc., etc. And then you have the customers and lead, which is also another tab, but we will discuss all these in detail once we get to those respective chapters. So the next one is use the magnifying glass icon for search tips and recent transactions. So if you've just entered a transaction and then remember that, okay, I have just entered a transaction, but you are not sure that whether the transaction has been posted or not, you can use this search to find the most recent transactions. Then you can also use keywords here to search for anything that you are looking for. Then the next one is the notification. This is where you get notification from QuickBooks if there is any announcement that Intuit might want to disseminate. You will see them through this notification. And then so for the settings or the gear icon, this is where you do all the settings or configuration of the QuickBooks Online account, company account. So you have the account and settings, and then you have the here your company. This is where you customize your company, and then the list. This is where you find all lists, and then you have the products and services, recurring transactions, attachments, etc. Then if you have tags, custom fields, this is where you find them. And then for the tools, you can see we have other checks, import. This is where you import data from different sources, whether be it a list or maybe the banking center, you want to import a bank feed. This is where you go. You can also do it in the respective centers. Then you can import desktop data where if you are converting the client's QuickBooks from the desktop version to QuickBooks Online, this is where you do that as well. Profile, you have the feedback. This is where you provide feedback, and then you have the privacy policy. So you also have you can switch to the accountant view, because the business view. So QuickBooks has two views. You can either be on the accountant view or the business view. So you can see the business view has few menus, and then but for some menu, until you click on some of these menu before you can see the detail. Whereas for the accountant view, everything seems to be direct and easy to find. So if you go to the accountant view, you can see all the reports. You can see where you can generate a report. Whereas for the business view, you have a different way to find reports, and also all the other centers. So you can see, then you have my accountant here. So this is where you clients invite accountants. Mind you, this QuickBooks Online, this is the QuickBooks Plus subscription. So the accountants, the QuickBooks Pro Advisor account is not the same as this, but all the functionalities are the same. So on the QuickBooks Pro Advisor, you have the center for the client, where you can see the client information, and then you also have areas where you can take the Pro Advisor training. Let's switch back to the accountant view, and then you can see so in the dashboard, this is the QuickBooks dashboard. So the dashboard serve as the starting point to access all features of QuickBooks. So if you go to the business overview, you can see almost most of the features of QuickBooks, because you can see the sales, invoices, menu, and the tile for the invoices. So if I want to look detail, if I want to see the detail of all these tiles, I can just click on any of these, and then it will take me to the drill down. So you can see all the invoices. So if I want to go back to the dashboard, I will just click on this, take me back to the dashboard. Then if let's say so the business overview section of the dashboard includes the current status of the profit and loss. You see, you have the profit and loss. This is the profit and loss. You can see that currently this business has a loss of 645. And then you can also see the banking center. You can see the banking, all the accounts that are linked to this company. So you can see there is a checking account which is currently linked or connected. You can see savings and also credit card account. Then you can see if we go back to the dashboard, you will see the expenses. So you can also see the sales. So currently there is a total of 3,000 sales. So it will take you straight to the report. You can see here if you want to go back, you either click back, so it will take you step by step. So now it will take you one step back, which is the reporting center. So if I want to go back to the dashboard, I will just click on this. And then, so the next one, we're looking at the invoicing. So you can create an invoice by navigating to the plus, plus, and then invoice. So the plus new, whenever you want to create a transaction, you can click on plus new, and then it will take you to, you can see all the options, whether to create an estimate or an invoice. So once the invoice open, you can also customize. So here you have the option to customize this. You can either make a recurring transaction. So we are going to go into detail. This is just navigation. So if I want to customize the style, I can click on the customize, and then, so let's say if I want to change the templates to look something different, I can change it to whether make it modern, or I can select any of these templates. And then if I want to change the color of this highlight, I can make it orange. So this is where you change all these. And then the font, if I want to change the font, let's say maybe I can make it Courier. So you see. And then if we go back to the template itself, you can add a logo here. So you can click here to add a logo. So if I want to make, let's see, then once I click on this, click the plus sign, it will add a logo. And then if we go to the content, so the content, you have the option to select either the header or the body, and then you can select the footers. So on the header, you have the option, you can change this name here, that is the display name, and then you can add a phone number if you choose to, or you can add the address, also the website if you want to add your company website. yes, you have the option to do that. So you can either change this, so from a form, then you can, anything that you unselect, it will show that field name. So you can see it will show whether it is an invoice, and then the number, if you choose to show the form number, it will show the invoice number. So if you click, you check this off, so the invoice number will disappear. So if I want to show the invoice number, yeah, it will show that. So this is how you change, and then for emails, you can customize the email, whether you want to get a full detail invoice. That is, if you send this through an email, if you want it to show a full detail, this is what you click on. Or if you want to get just a summarized one, this is what you click on. And then if you want it to be attached as a PDF file, you can do that. So you can also preview this to see how it looks like. You have the option to, so you can see this is how the invoice will look. So that's the invoice. So once we have created, we click done. So once we've created the invoice, let's say if we go back to the invoice, let's say we want to see the recent transaction relating to, we can see these are the invoice, the most recent transactions. Let's say you made a transaction and then try to verify whether the transaction went through. You just click on this clock, and then you will see the most recent transactions. So here, as you can see, you can check off what you want to display here on this gear icon as well. Then you also have the help. So yeah, that's the invoice. So after we've created an invoice, we also have the option to receive payment. So we only create invoice for on credit transaction. Like if we sell something on credit, then we use invoice to record that sale. And then so now we have the account and settings. So for the account and settings, you can see this is where you make most of the customization. Like if you want to change the company logo, you can add it here. And then if you also want to, so if you want to change the company name, you can change it from here. If you want to like also add the EIN number, that is the employer identification number, you can check this and enter the EIN number and click save. So the company type, you can select whether it's an LLC or sole proprietor, and then after that you save, and then you can also see the contact info, the email address, and then the phone number if you want to add that as well, the website. So if I want to add the website, you can add it here as well. So, and then the address, etc., etc. And then so you have the usage. This is where you see the number of chart of accounts that are still remaining, because the plus has up to 250 chart of account. So currently the business has used 44, so of the 250. So this is where you check for the client subscription level, because all the subscription has limit for certain things. So you have the number of users. This has 5 users, so they have not used any of those 5 users. So this is a plus subscription. So you can see the tags. You can get up to 40 tag groups, but you can get up to 40 tag groups, but you have unlimited tag. The sales, this is where you customize the sale. You can turn on a lot of things here on the sales center. Yeah, you have the option to change the preferred invoice times, whether be it net 30 or maybe net 10. So this will appear on the invoice. So here you can customize what we show on the invoices. Then if you want to add like transaction numbers, the service date, if you want to add that, then if there is a discount also, you want to show that for deposits. So once you turn the sliders, you can click save. And then for purchase, you can do the same. Whatever you want to do here, you can whether you want to track inventory, you can turn that on. That is if you have the only one that the minimum subscription that will allow you to track inventory is the Plus is the minimum one that track inventory. So if your client is planning to track inventory, then they need the Plus subscription. So we're going to discuss more in detail for all those as well. So yeah, that's for the account and settings. And then you can also change, like for example, if I go to advanced, because sometimes QuickBooks, if I remain inactive for like 1 hour, the default is 1 hour. After 1 hour it will log you out. So if I want to change that, so 3 hours, I will just change it and then click save. So now if I'm inactive for 3 hours before it will log me out. So then yeah, that was, and then so if now let's go to the chart of account. So for the chart of account, currently let's look at the chart of account. You can access the chart of account in two ways, whether you go to the settings. So on the settings you can see the chart of account, but we can also access this same chart of account from the accounting. So if we go to accounting, so we have the chart of account. There also you have the option to do the reconciliation, but yeah, but we can also do the reconciliation. If we get started, we will be able to do our reconciliation. We enter the ending balance and then the date, the ending balance from the bank statement and then the date. So once we enter those, that is the year, the month end date, and then we click reconcile. It will show us the difference, and then we can use those to reconcile the account, the specific account. So here on the reconciliation, you can reconcile different accounts. So whether it's the savings, yeah, I mean whatever account you want to reconcile is what you select from here. So for the chart of account is also called the list of accounts. It's contain a complete list of the business accounts and balances. The chart of account is categorized into two sections, that is the balance sheet and the income statement account. All those that you see has run report, these are income statement account. Then all those with view register, these are balance sheet account or permanent account. But you can also run report by just clicking the down arrow and then run report. You can edit some of these accounts, even though you have some accounts that you cannot delete. In general, you cannot delete an account from here, but you can customize these accounts. You can rename them. Some of them you can rename, but some you won't be able to rename. Even if you rename them, they will revert back to their previous names after, if there is any transaction in some of those accounts. But yeah, we'll go into detail once we go to that chapter. You can see on categorized assets, you can make some of these accounts, you can make them inactive, like, because for some you can make inactive, like if you want to clean this up, maybe the client has specific account based on their industry. Maybe they have some accounts here that are specific to certain industry there, and then you can make them inactive. Like for the open balance equity, this you cannot make it inactive. So you see, so because you can make it inactive, because this is an account that we always need. If you set up a new client into QuickBooks, you might have some opening balances, so that's the reason why we need this account. Then also we have the chart of accounts. Currently you can see there is no account numbers here. We don't have any account numbers. Even if I run the balance sheet report, you won't be able to see any account number. You see there is no account number right now. So because we don't have account number in the chart of account, so if I want to show the account numbers, as you can see right now there is no column for account numbers. So then also notice that the QuickBooks, there is a QuickBooks balance and then a bank balance. So the QuickBooks balance is the records that you put into QuickBooks, the registers, whereas the bank balance is what is shown in the bank. You can see that these two balances might not be the same because of due to the timing of transactions. So maybe today you might receive a check from a customer, and then you record that in the receipt payment, okay, in the sales receipt, sorry. Then maybe it might take you few days for you to deposit that check into the bank. So that's the reason why sometimes you might see the bank might have XYZ and then the amount might be different. So how do you show the account numbers? So to enable the account numbers in the chart of accounts, go to the chart of account, then account and settings, and then advanced, then look for chart of account, and then turn this slider on and then show account numbers, and then click save. So once you're done, go back to the chart of account. So you see now we have the account numbers. So if I want to say, okay, let me add some account numbers, I will just click on the pencil icon, and then I can add maybe, so I will say check-in will be 1,000, and then savings I will be 1,001, and then we have the account receivable, maybe I will just say 110, and then yeah, and so on and so forth. So once you're done, you click save. So now we've got account numbers. You can see that the account numbers also have them, you also have them before the names of the account names, before the account names. So you can also view the register. So you only have the register for all those assets, that is balance sheet items. You have the register for those, whereas for income statements, which are temporal accounts, they don't have any register because they don't even show any balance in them. You can see the balances are zero, whereas for all the balance sheet account, they have something in them. Okay, and then so once we have added the account numbers, we can go back to the reporting. Let's see how the account numbers will be displayed in the balance sheet. So now you can see the report show the account number. So yeah, that's how you modify the chart of accounts. You can also rename some of these accounts, but we are going to discuss in detail. You can rename these accounts as well. So let's say you have the option to edit any account that you want to edit. So you can either change this the account name, you can give it a different name, or you can categorize it into different category, whether be it an expense or income account. So you can do that. So mind you, you have specific account. Let's say if you say this is a savings account, it's an asset, and specifically is a bank account, so you cannot categorize it as an expense. So you see, you also have to keep that in mind. Then yeah, so this is where you do the edit, and then like I said previously, you can make an account inactive. So you can say make it inactive, and then once you make an account inactive, you won't be able to make it active again until you click on this gear icon above the action column, and then click on this include inactive account. So once you click on that, you'll be able to make it active again. So if I want to make this active, I can just click here, and then it will become active. But previously, you won't see, if this was not checked, you won't see that account. So just remember the name here, which is the repair and maintenance. It was deleted. So this is the only way, because you cannot delete an account. but you can make it inactive, you can rename it, you can customize it, but yeah, you can delete. Even the vendor list and also the customers, you can delete them, but you can make them inactive, which is equivalent to delete. So you see it is gone. So now if I want to look at to make it active, I can't see it until I go back to the gear icon. So that's the chart of accounts. And then so for the report, so QuickBooks has three types of report. So for the report, you have the standard, you have the custom report. You can see right now there is no custom report, and then the management report. So the standard report, you can see we have three favorites. These favorites are report that you've added as favorites. So let's say, for example, if I look at watch here, we currently have three. So if I click on any of these, it will be taken into the top. So now we have 4 on the top. So favorite makes it easier for you to just click whenever you wanna. If it is something that you run all the time, then you might want to make it as your favorite so that you don't have to scroll down to find it. And then you have different, on the standard report, you have the business overview report, which is audit log, balance sheet, comparison, and then the profit and loss. And then who owes you. This is the account receivable. These are the ones that people that owe you money. So account receivable aging. You have the detail and the summary, so you can run some of these reports. You can run them and then you can customize them. So you see sales and customers, you have the customer contact list, to a list of all your customers, deposit detail, so you can see all the names here of the report that you can run. So we have what you owe, so you can either owe the taxing agencies, and then also you can owe the vendors. Then we go back to the expenses and vendors. You can see the expense and vendor. You can see the reports that you are able to generate here, the 1099 transaction detail reports. You can also run some of these other reports. And then for the sales tax, you have the option here to run the sales tax liability report. And then of course employee report, also you can run the employee contact list. So you have for my accountant, which is you can run the balance sheet, the GL, general ledger, the journal, and then the profit and loss, etc., etc., and then the payroll report, of course. And mind you, this tutorial does not cover payroll because payroll has its own certification. So if I want to customize a report, I can say, for example, the balance sheets. If I want to customize this balance sheet, I will just click on the dots, and then it will take me to customization. So if I want to say this year, and then I want to show all negative numbers in red, and then what else? If I want to show the preparer, so if I want to show the customer, you can check all this, the vendor. Then if I want to show the dates this report was prepared, we can show all that. So once you finish customizing, you can click on run the report. So now, as you can see, this is the report, the balance sheet. So if I wanna, you can see now the negative numbers are in red. So if I wanna save this customization, I can click save. So once I click save, if I wanna see all the customized report now, I can just go back to the reporting tab, and then I click custom report. So you see, this is where we have the custom, because now previously we don't have one here, so now we have a custom report. And then for the management report, So this management report, you have the company overview and then the sales performance and the expense. So for these, you have the option to preview, but if you want to like do edits to some of these report, the best practice is to copy. You can either duplicate or you can copy. So normally you can just duplicate this report and then edit the duplicated version, so that, because these templates sometimes you won't want to mess with them. So if you are a pro advisor, if you are accessing the client version, you might only have option to see two version of this report, of the report, the template, the management report, whereas the client has 3 versions. So if you go now to this report, you can see, but we are going to cover all this. Here you can see the cover, the company logo, so you have all the options that you can change here. And then so this, you have the table of content, and then you have the preliminary page where you can add your summary. And then if you scroll down, you can see that you also have the report, the profit and loss. So this is actually pulling from the reporting center. So there is, you can either add something here or you can delete, but you can change the content from here. So you see, you can change the numbers from here until you go back to the source. So you see, you have the option to add new report or delete whatever you want to delete. Okay, so once you're done, you can click save. So yeah, we are going to discuss that as well. When we go to reporting, we are going to discuss that in detail. So I thank you, and that's the end of chapter 1. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Please don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so you won't miss any video. Thank you.